So today I just want to take you through the highs and lows of my career. I've been running for probably like 13 years now. That's aggressive. 12 years. I just want to take you through my own experience and just kind of share that with y'all today. So let's get to it. So here's a history of my track career. I started running in the 5th grade. And at that time I was just doing it for fun. I really liked basketball. I had high aspirations of making it to the NBA at that age. But those dreams came to an abrupt end when you stopped growing in the 8th grade at 5'10". So, yeah. So when I first started track, I centered the events that I did around things that would be most transferable from basketball. So the 3 events that I did, and even to this day, is the 100 meter, the 200 meter, and the long jump. And by 8th grade, not bad. Track really didn't become my main focus until I entered high school. Now, at the time, I was incredibly skinny, but I had raw talent. Just 130 pounds of pure speed. Because I had done so well in that first season in high school, I was selected by our coach to go on to the main stage. And I think at such a young age, being exposed to the potential that track and field has for an athletic career was one of the biggest factors to why I committed myself to running. I'm so grateful that I was able to run on that track before they tore it down and built up their new track. Running in that stadium was a totally surreal experience. I think running at Hayward, there's so much history, and fastest people in the entire world has come to that stadium. And to share that same track with those people, I mean, you don't get to experience that in any other sport at such a young age. Growing up, I was kind of notorious for being lazy. Simply put, lazy. Coaches would always tell me, you don't try. Why don't you try? But track was kind of that first sport where I didn't even have to think twice about trying hard and putting work in. Because the beauty about track is that improvement is tangible. You see it in the times, and you have no one else to blame but yourself if you're not improving. You have to trust your coaches. You have to eat right. You have to be healthy. You have to recover, and there's just so many things that you have to do to maximize your athletic potential in track. And because you're kind of forced into this situation where you have to be accountable on all those fronts, I think was the most formative part of who I've become as an athlete. And I'll skip ahead to running in the state meet of my senior year. That was pretty cool. I remember waking up and I just had a bunch of texts from all my friends on the track team. They're like, "Kian, have you seen the newspaper today?" I was like, "No, what are you guys talking about?" And I grabbed just a paper of the Seattle Times, and sure enough, I didn't even win the event. It was it was pretty cool though. And all this talent didn't go unnoticed, you could say. I got letters from a bunch of schools, but I ended up going Division III, and I can talk about that in a later video of why I made the choice of going D3 instead of D1, but I ended up going there with the Oxy Tigers. So I moved down to LA in Occidental for 1 season, and I wanted to pick up right where I left off with high school. I knew that by going D3, I could make an impact right from the get-go, rather than going D1 and just being a small fish in a big pond. Going into that, Occidental already had an amazing track team, and it was great that I could still add a lot of value to that team. So in my freshman season again, I had made it on to the 4x100 team, and we had some talent on that team. At a time during the season, we were ranked the fastest 4x100 team in the nation. And that's something that I would not have been a part of if I had run D1. I think Choosing to go to a D3 school had a lot of benefits, and it gave me one of these.
Birmingham Southern gives it off to Jamal Watkins, who will run the 100-meter dash later today. Moving it on the outside, handing it Hugh Pagan to Keen Collins from Occidental. Coming down to the final turn, Wisconsin lacrosse in a great spot.
In my freshman season at Occidental, I had a great experience, made incredible friendships. I transferred to the University of Washington, had hopes of running for UW and the Huskies, and I certainly believe still to this day that I had the talent to do so, but it just never worked out. But that being said, I never gave up track. I had years under my belt of just giving so much to the sport, and each and every year, on that sheer fact that as I get older, I would get stronger and I'd get faster, I could never give up. So I've run unattached for 2 seasons, and I still got a lifetime best and ran a 10.57 in the 100-meter unattached. That in itself is incredibly different from being on a team and having this support group always behind you and having these coaches, having team doctors, trainers. It's hard. There have been a lot of days where I want to quit. I don't want to get up. I don't even know what I'm doing. There's no coach to correct my technique. There's no one always there to help push me, to keep me going, to run harder, to run faster. I don't have indoor facilities, and I run in Seattle and it rains all the time. There are so many reasons to give up, but I'm not gonna. I have 1 year left in school, and I'm gonna take full advantage of that. While I still have the time, I'm gonna enter in some races, and I'm gonna try and achieve a lifetime best. I predict that in my first races, I'm gonna run garbage times, completely slow, but by the end of this season, this year, I want a lifetime best under my belt. It'd be nice to hit in that 10.4 range of the 100-meter. And as I move forward with this YouTube channel, I want to take you guys on that journey. So I had to kind of get this out of the way so I can just give you some context into my career and to why I'll be vlogging at track meets now and why I'll be running. This is it. This is my passion. So if you want to check out that content and follow me along this journey, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.